Hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sonja J, and I'm back with another Teen Mom reaction video. If you haven't seen the one I just posted for episode 11, go watch that first if you would like to. Now we're on episode 12. So let's get into it because I got a lot to say. And subscribe if you want to, like this video if you want to, comment down below if you would like to, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or whatever. So let's, get into it. Okay, so don't mind if you hear my son in the background. I'm about to put him to bed once I'm done with this video. Let's get into it. So, I have a lot to say about this whole interview, girl. This therapy session with Kaya and her mother-in-law. So Kaya walks back in the room and then continue talking. Now this is, basically Kaya feels like the mom-in-law, I don't know her name, so I'm just call her mom-in-law. The mom-in-law blamed Kaya for getting pregnant and put basically all the blame on her as opposed to putting the blame on her son. And also she kind of blamed her, and she kind of blamed her for the situation that happened, I guess. And the mom-in-law admitted to it and basically was like, I felt like because you were older than him, because I guess Kaya is like a year or two older than him. I think Kaya is 18 and I think he is either 16 going on 17 or he's 17, but she's like a year and a half older than him, whatever. So she said because she's older, she thought she would be older and wiser, and she would know better than to get pregnant by her son. And also, Now listen, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute, but I will say I do appreciate the fact that her mom-in-law was able to realize the hypocrisy in that mindset, and she was able to realize in that therapy session that she was, one, wrong for blaming her, and two, that she was once in her shoes, so they were able to work it out. So I am glad that they were able to do that, and I will talk a little bit more about that once I'm done finishing this thought. But at the same time, even though she, realizes it now and she's in a better place now, at that moment, I can imagine how frustrating, how pissed off Kayla was, how angry she was, how, what's the word I'm looking for? How angry she was that she was being blamed. She was being pregnancy blamed. I don't know if that's a word, pregnancy shamed. She was being pregnancy shamed. I've never heard anyone use that term, but I'm gonna go ahead and use that term. She was being pregnancy shamed, okay? She was being pregnancy shamed. She was being sex shamed in a way because, she felt, the mom, I guess, felt like she should have been more mature to have sex with her son. Well, I don't know if that she's upset that they had sex or she's upset that they had sex and she got pregnant. I don't know, but whatever. But for sure, she was pregnancy shamed. And it's just like in that moment when that happened, when she found out she was pregnant and, the mom-in-law went off on her that way, when she tried to fight her, not once, but twice, when she was later on, when she seen her again, it's just like, I can imagine how Kayla would be so fucking mad, so angry, so done with her, feel like she's being shamed and blamed for something that herself, I can imagine. And you think about it in that moment, it pisses me off because it's like, I hate it. And we live in a fucked up world, so it's like, ain't shit gonna change. Me spilling my guts on how I feel about this ain't gonna change shit. Maybe it'll change, maybe one person, maybe even two people who are listening to this video may change the way they think about certain things and may change it up, and that would be great. So that would be helpful. But I mean, realistically, at least not within these next 50, maybe even 100 years, shit, at least when it comes to patriarchy and gender role views and how people view gender and shit like that, shit ain't really gonna change too much because, a lot of people still have their views. But I just hate how it's like when it comes to sex and when it comes to, being young teen parents, the woman always gets blamed for it. The woman's always chastised. It's like, oh, you're 14 and you're having sex, son? That's good, you getting all the girls. But if your 14-year-old daughter told you she was having sex, it's like, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? And it's just like, and even with women, even with mothers, as you can see in this instance, your son fucked her. Let's get that clear. Your son has the nut in his penis, not Kaya. And then on top of that, and we'll get to that in a minute because I have things to say about that. That's why I said there's layers to this part because I got a lot of shit to say. Your son was the one who took off the condom. Kaya didn't even know, and we gonna get to that. He was the one who took off the condom. Okay? And your son, 8-12, he wasn't raped or molested by Kaya. So he knew what the fuck he was doing. He may be a year or 18 months younger than her, but they were both still in high school. They were both underage. They both knew what they were doing. It wasn't just Kaya. So I'm gonna need you to knock it off, okay? In my best New York impression I can give. Because it's just like, I can't, like I'm done. And it's just, it be women too. Like, especially when it comes to mothers and their sons, it's like, y'all act like your sons can't do no wrong. It be the females that be turning your sons out and having your sons, magically become fathers by themselves. Like this females just got pregnant on their own and just was like, oh, it's your sons. Like, I can't, I'm so annoyed. Like, I'm annoyed with the patriarchy. I'm annoyed with women being blamed for everything that men help create. Like, I'm done with it. And it's like, your son knew what he was doing. Like, stop trying to blame Kaya for what your son was doing. And then it's like clear, and then she gonna have the nerve to say something like, he was already like not doing good. He was already, like robbing and basically like just being a menace to society in a way, before he went to jail, when Kaya was dating him. And she was like, so I don't understand why you would get pregnant by him when he's younger than you and you already knew. But first of all, sis, blame yourself. Because you're literally telling this girl she should be punished and reprimanded for not doing what you should have did for your son. Catch. You raised your son, or you should have. So be mad at yourself for your son fucking on a girl that's older than him. Be mad at yourself for your son going around being a menace to society, doing what he wants to do. Be mad at yourself that you taught your son that he can do whatever he wants to do and there's no consequences behind it. Even though he's the one that took off the condom, but you're going to fight the girl he got pregnant and not scold him. Obviously, somebody was slacking on their job. That's why somebody's son is in the penitentiary. Okay? Somebody was slacking on their job. So don't blame Kaya. And that's what I have a problem with. It's like a lot of, it's men and women that do that, but it bothers me more when women do it, because it's like when you, especially in this specific situation, you say that you've been through exactly what Kaya's been through. So why are you blaming her? Why are you pregnancy shaming her when you were younger than her, in her shoes, pregnant, and I'm sure his father didn't step up because where he at? So if you've been in her shoes and you know what she's going through, why are you blaming her? And this is what pisses me off about a lot of women who will go behind and help aid a man in bashing other women. Because it's like, one, you're a woman too, and two, you've been through it too. So why are you bashing her? That pissed me off so much. Like, even though it's a good thing that she did eventually understand, she did get it, she did come through and realize that she was wrong for that. But it still pisses me off that you still put this girl through so much bullshit when it could have been prevented if you would have just sat there for 3 seconds and thought, didn't I go through this back in 1986? Like, I don't understand. Like, but maybe it's just me, but okay. Like, I don't get that. And that shit pissed me off because it's just like, you've been through this. So why are you judging the girl when you've been through this? You know how it goes, especially when and I don't want to say Kaya lives in poverty because I don't really, she looks like she lives in a decent area, but at the same time, I don't know, what her upbringing is like, but I'm assuming, and from what it seems like, I'm sure Kaya's baby daddy was probably raised in the hood environment. So it's like, and with the mom being, a young child having children, I'm sure they were kind of in that type of environment. So it's like, sis, with you being from that type of environment and you know how these young boys do and you know how it is, why are you blaming her when you know how it is? Like, that shit pissed me the fuck off. It's like, I can't stand when women do that shit. Like, you've been through the same shit, or you know what the shit's like, but you judge another girl that's going through the same exact shit you're going through. It'd be different if you've never been through it, you can't relate, so you're judging. But you can relate, so why are you judging? Like, I'm not getting that. And like, girl. So like I said, Kaya's part's gonna be a little long because I got a lot to say. So now we're gonna go back to the whole condom thing. Glad, you know, the mom-in-law and Kaya made up, whatever. But like, we need to go back because like, why did he take off the condom? And this is the shit that pisses me off too about a lot of guys. And it's like, it literally annoys me. And it's like, I thank God I don't have to deal with a lot of the shit a lot of people deal with. But at the same time, sometimes it bothers my soul a little bit, especially when it's people in my community, because it just hurts my feelings that it's just so many people from my community that like live these toxic, like fucked up lifestyles and are in these toxic environments, and it hurts my feelings. It's just like, I just hate, you know, I hate seeing it. I hate seeing so many women that are my age or even younger that have a child, 2 children, 3 children, some even 5 children by one guy, and he ain't shit, or multiple guys and they ain't shit. And I just hate seeing it, you know, and I hate seeing like Kaya and Ashley go through what they're going through. Like, and it's just like, there's so many women in our community that are literally going through what Kaya and Ashley are going through, and actually even worse. Like, there are women who are being abused and cheated on. Like, it's even worse. I know women personally, and I say that in every video, but I do. That's why I talk about this shit, because I see it. I know what's going on. I know women that are going through this shit. That's why I talk about it. That's why I'm passionate about being honest about how I feel about what goes on in my community and what goes on with Black women and just goes on in general, and the hypocrisy and the, you know, hypocritical patriarchy that goes on, because it's just so much bullshit. I see it all the time, and even though thankfully I don't have to deal with it, it still hurts my feelings seeing other women and other people have to deal with it, especially when they're in my community. So it's just like, it bothers me, you know. And it's just like, this is the shit that irritates me with another video. But let me just say this: you, young sir, are what, 16 at the time when you were humping and dumping into Kaya? You are reckless with the shit. You don't have a job. You're not finished from high school. You are being a menace to society. You're in and out of juvie. If you want to fuck, fine. Even though really you don't have rights to fuck nobody, because you don't have anything going for yourself. You're not even in school. So you don't even have the right to put your pen in nothing, because you're not putting a pen to a paper. But if you want to fuck, okay, you want to act grown, be responsible and make grown, responsible decisions, like using protection. You had a condom on, you were getting what you needed. Like, why did you have to take it off? Like, what? Like, okay, don't get mad. But it's just like, it annoys me, because it's like, people will literally do shit that they don't have to do, and then want to complain about it and be like, woe is me. But you didn't have to do that. You literally would have been cool. You wouldn't have to deal with no baby mama drama. You wouldn't have to deal with your baby mama being taken by her girlfriend. You wouldn't have to deal with having a child that you cannot see for 4 years of his life because you're in prison, if you would have kept the condom on. But you wanted to be extra. You wanted to get a little extra feel on your skin. And now you got a child that will never get to see you for 4 years. And yeah, I mean, you know, Kaya does take him, the baby, to visit. So, I mean, that's nice for Kaya, I guess. That's good that she does that. Well, I mean, that's good for him. It ain't good for Kaya, because actually it's more of a burden on Kaya. But it's good for him. But I mean, still, it's just like the fact that you even have to, your son, your little baby, has to go to prison to see you. And it's just like all that because you wanted to be selfish for 2 extra minutes of pleasure just so you can come. Like, that shit irritates me. And it's like, you can say, oh, well, he was young. But at the same time, like, I don't give a fuck. We're going to cut that young shit out. It works sometimes, but in this case, it doesn't work. Because even 12-year-olds know, when you're fucking, you use protection. And if you don't use protection, you're going to possibly either get pregnant, STD, or sometimes nothing happens. But, I mean, still, it's still a possibility. So you took the condom off. You knew there was a possibility. You just didn't give a fuck. And then let's just be honest. We don't have to blame it on I'm young or because that's what the mom's been trying to do, and that's what's been pissing me off about her. She's trying to blame it on her son being young and he's been out in the street. I don't give a fuck about that. Let's just keep it real, sis. you were a young mom, so you weren't able to be a good mom, and your son doesn't give a fuck because he's been living in a toxic environment and he's been taught to not give a fuck, so he don't give a fuck. Let's just keep it real. We're not going to play that, oh, your son was young and Kaya knew better. No, cut the bullshit, because your son is old enough to put his dick inside a pussy. And with that being said, he was also old enough to take the condom off so he could come inside of her. So he knows what he's doing, okay? So mom, we're not gonna play that young shit. And that shit irritated me. And it's annoying that he even did that, because it's just like, you know what you're doing, sir. So you basically purposely got her pregnant. Maybe he didn't purposely be like, I'm gonna take this off to purposely get her pregnant, but it's like he took it off and he knew that it was a possibility. So it's like, you put this young girl in a predicament to where she has to be in a struggle love situation. She's struggling to bring her young innocent baby to prison every month to see your ass, and she's struggling to keep her relationship together because you still got feelings for her, and she's struggling to take care of her son as a single mother. Thanks for adding her to the statistic. Let's just keep adding the statistic, people. Let's keep doing it. Anyways, so I mean, the good thing is they made up and the grandma got to see the baby, and that little boy is so cute. So that's nice. Okay, now we're moving on, finally. Okay, so like I said in the last review, and I have to say this again because this is another episode where I was bored. Brianna is the least interesting character on the show. Sorry, not sorry. So, but the good thing is her son is really smart and advanced for his age, and also with him having a nub, I think that's how you say it, he's really good at maneuvering with it. And so, you know, Brianna decided since he's turning 2 to get him a trikey, and with him getting a new tricycle, he's going to need a prosthetic arm to actually use it to ride it. So they decided to get him fitted for one while he was at his annual checkup for his nub. And so they got him one, and now he's learning how to ride a tricycle with his prosthetic arm. That's pretty much all that happened. And then at the end of her scene, you know, she talked to her mom about how she feels like she's grown a lot with becoming a mother, which I'm sure she has. We've kind of seen it a little bit with the show. She has. And I'm sure like in person, it's probably even a bigger change for her mom because she knows her better. So, you know, which is a good thing. You know, that usually does happen. More specifically for women, you know, it's like once you become a mom, it's like you mature, you change. It helps you to be a wiser, more mature, makes you feel older. But yeah, so, you know, that's good for Brianna. It's a good thing that she's doing what she's supposed to do for her son. We're going to talk about Ashley right now. So Ashley and Bar still going through their little beef. It's like their situation is kind of weird. But I mean, I guess that's just what happens when, you know, you're not with your baby daddy anymore. It's like you go through that period. Maybe for like the first year, I don't really know, but that's what it seems like, where it's like 1 week you're good, 1 week you're not, 1 month you're good, 1 month you're not, and it's like it keeps going back and forth, so eventually it just finally balances out to which side it's going to be. And I think that's what's going on with them, because it seems like one episode they'll be fine. Well, last week they weren't, but I'm just saying, like, one episode they'll be fine, maybe 2 at the most, and then shit goes back to shit for episode maybe 2, and then it goes back again. Like, it keeps doing that. And so right now they're still kind of like at odds. They're not talking. She's upset about the DNA test, which is very understandable. And okay, so I have to be honest, like, I just feel like, my personal opinion, I wouldn't take that lightly. And I think that Ashley has every right to be mad about that, and every right to not want to fuck with him. You know, she kind of just feels like, well, since you want to say shit like that, then if you feel it's not your daughter, whether you're trying to be petty or not, since you want to claim words like that and say that shit to me, then if this may not be your daughter, then you may not see her. Period. Like, I just, and that's just how I feel personally. Like, I just feel like mean what you say. Like, if you're gonna say it, mean it. Like, don't throw, I don't care how mad you are, don't say shit you don't mean. Like, for case in point, when it comes to marriage, like, even for me personally, like, I don't give a fuck how mad I am at my husband. I don't give a fuck. I'm never ever gonna throw out, oh, I want to get separated or I want to get divorced, unless I really mean it. Unless I either really feel like doing it or I'm feeling like I might need, like, I'm feeling that way. Like, it's not, there's certain things you just don't say. And when it comes to like that, you have a child with this woman. I don't care how mad you are. She didn't say you're not the father, you may not be the father. At least that's what she's saying, you know. So if what she's saying is true, then it's like, don't play like that. Like, why would you even say, I don't care how mad you are, you don't need to say shit like that if you don't fucking mean it. Because now you want to be upset that she don't want to let you see your daughter, but you was talking about you don't know if that is your daughter. And I don't care how mad you are, don't be petty like that if you can't take the petty heat back, period. Like, if you're gonna be petty, then you're gonna have to know how to take the pettiness back. And that's like, Ashley has moments where she knows how to be petty, so it's just like, you shouldn't have said that shit. But I feel like this is gonna be a thing where Ashley kind of just, she's gonna be mad at him for a while, and then she's gonna give him a chance to like come back in again, which in a way is okay. But if it's just at like a co-parenting status, not like a, oh, let's talk again as like, you know, friends and like try to work on a relationship. Because I just feel like, me personally, like that type of shit I don't play with. Like, I don't, and like even with my husband now, it's been together for 8 years, we've been married for 6. I don't give a fuck how mad he is at me. I don't care if he ever try to play me like that, and then on top of it publicly like tweeted something like that, or wrote it on Facebook, or went around telling his family that, or something like that, because he's mad at me, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Like, don't play with me like that, because I literally may divorce him over some shit like that. I swear to God. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I'm really big on respect. 1, I'm an Aquarius, so that's just number 1. And then 2, it's like, that's just how I am, period. Like, I don't disrespect people, so I don't want to be disrespected. We can disagree, we can have different opinions, we can argue, but don't be disrespectful. You can get loud, but don't disrespect me. You get what I'm saying? I don't do disrespect. And I feel like there's certain things you say that when you say it, you cross that line with me, and I'm good off you. And I'm dead ass. I will forgive you, and I will forgive you, but I'll never forget, and I'll move around you way differently. That's the type of person I am. That's also why I don't have friends. So it's like, no bueno. Like, if even my husband, if he ever says some shit like that to me, I don't care how mad he is. You ever accuse me of that shit, like, dead ass separation papers will be sent to you tomorrow. And keep fucking up, and there will be the divorce papers next. Like, I don't play about disrespect. I don't like that. And I feel like that's like literally the most disrespectful thing you can do, aside from cheating on your girl or your wife while she's pregnant. Next in line to that is asking for a DNA test, or accusing your wife of fucking around on you, and your child's not yours, especially if she's actually like a good woman. Like, it'd be one thing if your wife actually does have a history of cheating on you, or you actually have real solid evidence that, you know, she is cheating, or the child may not be yours. But if you're just like literally just trying to make like claims like that because you're upset, and you're just angry that like she broke up with you, so you're like, oh, well, since we're not together no more, that baby might not be mine. Like, you're just being petty like that because you're literally just mad. Like, that's so disrespectful. I don't play like that. And any dude that plays like that is bootsy as fuck. And if you fuck with him after that, Ashley, you're just, go back to counseling. That's all I'm gonna say. Just go back to counseling, Ashley. Because clearly, if you get back with him after this, sis, you need more counseling. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna bash you too hard. I'm just gonna say, if you get back with him after this, you need more counseling. And now it's like this. I understand that, you know, maybe Bar was just upset, and he's probably gonna apologize and act like, but I just feel like I don't give a fuck how mad you are. I don't give a fuck. There's just certain things you don't do. And it's like, and then on top of that, Bar's already just, the reason why you guys aren't together, because he won't work. He won't work. He won't get his GED. Then on top of that, he accuses you of fucking around on him, and that the baby might not be his, when she looks just like him. But no, it's just certain things no, he doesn't respect you, Ashley, and that's the ultimate disrespect. Aside from him cheating on you while you're pregnant, he didn't do that. But if he would have did that, that would have been the most disrespectful. But he did like the second disrespectfulest thing he could have done to you. And then he don't want to work. He don't want to get his GD. Like, Ashley, cut him the fuck off, and you can get back with him after this, sis. That's all I'm gonna say. Go back to counseling. That's all I'm gonna say. Moving on. So now we're gonna talk about Kayla. Stefan decides that he wants to try this meeting up thing again. So he wants his girlfriend, along with Kayla and her boyfriend Luke, to meet up at, diner, whatever, so they can talk about, visitation with Isaiah, and just how to make things better so they can all co-parent and, squash all their issues and their beef. So immediately when they walk in, you can tell Luke is not here for the shits, okay? Like, I don't know if it's because he was just hella mad or he just never does this. And I know this is really small. It's not even nothing to really point out. But I just had to point it out because I noticed it when I saw it. And I'm just going to say it because I'm a commentator. Is that a word? A commentator? Commentator? Well, this is commentary. So, you know, he was so mad, bitch. He walked in there pissed, okay? He was so mad, he didn't even pull out Kayla's chair for her, okay? He said, I know you pregnant, but bitch, you're going to have to pull out your own chair because I'm pissed the fuck off. I need to sit the fuck down now. Okay, because he was angry. Like, he walked in there hood on, irritated. He was just sitting there just, you know, tapping his foot mad. And I was just like, damn, like, you ain't even gonna pull out Kayla's chair? Like, I know you mad, but fuck, she's pregnant as fuck. Like, you know you sat down first, but get back up, pull the chair out. I mean, I'm just saying, and maybe I'm just cut from a different cloth, or maybe it's the Aquarius in me, I don't know, but it's just certain things that I realize that my husband does for me and the way he treats me. And then I look around and I see how other women, more specifically my age and also in my community, who get treated a lot differently. And it's just like, wow. Like, I'm just saying, because I know, like, even for me, like, my husband, even, like, just regularly, pregnant or not, he always, like, opens my door, like, the car door for me, or he'll pull out my chair for me, and, like, just do, like, you know, like, gentleman-like things, like chivalry. Is that the word? Chivalry? You know that word where, you know, the courtesy, when guys do like courtesy stuff for women, whatever. My husband does a lot of that. And like, I just know if that, like, if my husband was Luke and I was Kayla, Kevin would have got back up and pulled the chair out for me to sit down, especially with me being pregnant. Observation, just had to say it. It was on my mind. But yeah, so they meet up and it got a little heated. You know, it did start out kind of good. They tried. Well, it actually started off awkward, but you know, Stefan realized since he was the one who called the meeting, he might as well start, which is a good thing because I was worried he was gonna just sit there and act punk-like, but he decided to start off the meeting and it was going cool, but the girlfriend was kind of killing it because she was kind of like going a little bit off the deep end, like, hold on sis, like, I understand you're Stefan's girlfriend, so you're going to be around for a little while, but you don't have no say-so in what's going on. However, I do understand there's also an issue between Kayla and her because of a fight that happened and some words that were exchanged. So I do understand that they do need to squash the beef. They do need to be able to talk about it because, you know, I get that. And I wholeheartedly understand why Kayla's still mad about that and doesn't want her around. I would feel the same way, so I get it. But she was kind of like, you know, going off the deep end a little bit, like, sis, you a little bit too mad. Like, you're not the one dealing with baby daddy issues. You're not the one pregnant here. You're not the one who was told I'll beat you to have an abortion or whatever word she said. So it's like, you're a little too pressed for someone who was doing all the actions. So calm down. And then it kind of just cuts off. I don't remember what else happened, but that's pretty much what happened. And then it kind of cuts off. So we're going to see what happens next week. I'm going to review I got Rachel to do next. I'm tripping. Okay, yeah, let's do Rachel. Rachel was really a good addition for a new member to spice things up because Rachel has a lot of good drama going on. So she's still in her love triangle, child, okay? She is back with Jacob now, but you know, but Drew's still coming around because he decided all of a sudden he wants to be in his daughter's life. So, you know, Drew comes around to see the baby, and Jacob and Rachel are back together, but Jacob is having issues with Drew coming around, so Jacob and Rachel are arguing from time to time about it. And I just feel like it's just crazy, and it just lets you know a lot of people say shit they really don't mean. Because remember when we first met Jacob and he acted like, you know, he understood where Drew was coming from, and even at the day of the birth, he felt like Drew should be there for the birth because he's the father and he doesn't want to be involved with that issue between them co-parenting and all that. But like now all of a sudden it's like, I don't want him around. I didn't want him to be around his daughter, and now you're like mad at Rachel for Drew being a father. Like, it's not making any sense. Like, that just tells you people just say shit just to say shit a lot of the time. So go by people's actions and not their words, okay? But anyways, so By the way, that baby looks like Drew. I honestly think that's Drew's baby. I'm sure it is Drew's baby. That baby looks like Drew. I just had to say that. But yeah, so they're back together, but they keep arguing. Jacob's acting funny. He don't really want to be around. He don't really want to really fuck with Rachel. Like, you could tell that he's with her, but he don't really want to be with her. And to me, I don't understand why people do that. Like, maybe it's just because a lot of people don't like to be alone. So I guess that's what it is. But it's just like, I don't see how you can be in a relationship with somebody that you know for a fact you don't want to be with. And it just seems like he don't want to be with her, because it's like, she wants to be with him, obviously, but it's like he keeps on doing weird shit, like leaving and not telling her where he's going, being gone for days. And it's like, yeah, he parties, but it seems like it's beyond partying. It's more like he just don't want to be around. But anyways, so they are trying to still make it work. They go to the lake and they have a big argument, and Rachel's basically pissed because Jacob is out in the lake having a good time, you know, fishing for catfish and shit. And Rachel can't even do it. She got to sit in the car with the baby because it's too hot for the baby to go out. So she's upset that Jacob even wanted her to come out here because, one, the baby can't do it. It's a waste of time. And then two, he's not even trying to check on her to make her feel comfortable. He's just kind of like forgetting about her. So she gets mad, aggravated. She tells him she wants to leave. He don't want to leave. And basically they argue and she's like, fuck it. If you stay here, we're breaking up. So they argue about it or whatever. And Jacob's like, fuck it, I don't care. He's like, I'll stay here. I'm going to stay with my boy. You know, basically he don't care. And I just, okay. And then this is where it kind of like annoyed me a little bit. Then, so Rachel's like, okay, I'm about to leave. Like, I'm telling you, if I leave, we're done. So, once she like breaks up with him, Jacob's mad and he yells, you fucking slut. Maybe next time you'll know who your next fucking kid's by. Now, I was annoyed slightly about that because I just felt like it annoys me, and it also baffles me how this world is when it comes to women and sex, because it's like it's like it's literally crazy to me. Like, one, it's hypocritical as fuck, two, it's narcissistic as fuck, and three, it just is baffling. It's like, how do you literally, two people have sex, right? I mean, well, technically you can have sex with yourself, so technically one person can have sex. But in most situations, in order to have sex, you need two people, right? In most situations, most of the time, when people are having sex, it's a two-party thing. Two people have sex. Usually, not all the time, but usually, I'm just talking about when it comes to man and a woman right now. It's a man and a woman. We're just talking about that type of sex right now. And you have two people having sex, both a man and a woman. But for some strange reason, society thinks it's inappropriate for a woman to be sexually active at a certain age, and you can only have a certain amount of partners, and you can only sleep with them after you've known them for so long. But it's okay for men to fuck as much as they want and fuck as many women as they want. But the people that these men are fucking is women. So it's okay for the men to fuck, even though they're fucking women, but the women that they're fucking, it's not okay for the women to be fucked by them. Like, it makes no sense. So you're okay with the guy fucking the women, but you're mad at the women for allowing the man to fuck her. Let me say that again, because, maybe I'm saying it wrong. I'll say it again. You're okay with the man fucking the woman. You're okay with that. You're okay with the 16-year-old boy fucking the 16-year-old girl. It's cool. Give him the daps, Wody. He got the P, okay? At 16, he got the P from the cute little 16-year-old shorty across the street. But then turn around, those same people that's giving Wody dap for fucking 16-year-old cute shawty up the street is looking at cute shawty up the street like, she a hoe. The grown-ups. Girl, you fast. Why you let that boy... The boys that know that she fucked homeboy. Oh, she a hoe. Or, oh, And it's just like, so it's cool for him to fuck the girl. And it's a good thing. It should be praised. It's a good thing. He got a cutie. You know, he got it. But the girl should be ashamed of herself for allowing him to do it. What? Like, it makes no sense. Like, make it make sense. I don't get this world. It makes no sense. So you mean to tell me you have been participating in fucking Rachel for the past however many months, and you knew Drew, his name was Drew, and you knew Drew was fucking her too. Drew was fucking her, girl. Drew was fucking her first. Let's get that clear, Jacob. Drew was fucking her first. He was fucking her first, and you were cool with that. And then you slid in. It was like, I want some too. But you already knew she was fucking Drew. You were cool with it. That was Drew's girl. And then you come in trying to get sloppy seconds. But you want to slut shame? You want to slut shame. You go to sleep with your friend's girl. But you want to slut shame. Like, I can't with the hypocrisy. Like, y'all kill me. Like, men with their narcissistic beliefs, especially when it comes to sex and how, you know, guys can do it as many times as much as they want, but the girls who allow these guys to do it as many times as much as they want shouldn't allow them to do it. Like, it makes no sense. Hypocrisy, retarded. You guys are dumb. Like, I just can't. Like, you're calling the girl a slut. You're slut shaming her for not knowing who the father of her baby is, but you had no problem with putting your dick inside her pussy and coming inside of her. Even after she already fucked your friend and you knew it. And you were cool with it. But all of a sudden, because she breaks up with you, now she's being slut shamed by you. Like, the hypocrisy, knock it the fuck off. Like, I can't. All right, so that's my video. So I will see you guys soon. I got more videos coming this week. I got some reaction videos to do to some music videos. So I'll be posting that in the next couple days. And then I also will review the new episode that just aired, like, I think yesterday or something. I'll review that later this week. I promise I will try to be as frequent as I can. But if I can't get it out that week, then I'll make sure I get it out the next week. I'm gonna always make sure I just, you know, pick up where I left off. So I'll see you guys soon. Subscribe if you want. Like this video if you want. See you soon. Woo, excuse me. Good night.